Since the beginning of time, storytelling has been a staple of mankind. It's one of the oldest forms of communication. Stories bring language to life. They teach, inspire, influence, and entertain. And when it comes to content marketing, they help your customers understand your business by conveying your culture and values. When you type up social media posts, write blogs, record videos, and build your website, you want to make sure you're telling a clear, concise story, one that makes sense and adds value to your reader's life. In this section, you'll learn how to tell your stories effectively so you can generate more interest to your brand and content. Number 1, use active voice. Have you ever listened to a story and thought, just get to the point? Of course you have. It's frustrating when you have questions and it takes forever to get a straight answer. Academic writing taught you to stretch sentences and talk to someone who had a lot of time to sit down and read. Now, forget all of that, because in marketing, you could lose your reader in mere seconds. Of course, the most common mistakes I've seen in writing is the overuse of passive sentences. The product was purchased by the customer. The horse will be ridden by the cowboy. While it's not grammatically incorrect, you need to avoid this as much as possible in content marketing. Active verbs create clearer, more effective sentences. The customer purchased the product. The cowboy will ride the horse. It's engaging, easier to read, and uses far fewer words. Put simply, it gets right to the point. All of a sudden, your reader feels involved. The average online reader comprehends writing at about an 8th grade level. That number may decrease if, say, English is the reader's second language. You're competing with so many other businesses online that you might only get one shot to capture someone's attention. Passive voice adds unnecessary words and contains prepositions, which will likely confuse your reader. Your story flops the moment you create confusion. When Sally was met by Harry just doesn't hit you the same as when Harry met Sally. A general rule of thumb, use active verbs to engage your reader and avoid passive verbs, such as is, was, are, will be, and have been. Number 2, talk to one reader. As a storyteller, you want to engage the person in front of you. Make sure that reader feels special and involved. Create an experience for them specifically. Successful ads, blogs, websites, etc. all do one thing very well. They talk to one person at a time. They use the word you frequently. Instead of saying, our product does this for one type of person, say, you'll do this with our product. If you put the reader into your story and create an environment around them, they'll see themselves as your customer. If you write as if you're talking to a large audience, you stand to over-explain simple concepts, use more words, and create confusion. When you stick to one reader, you're far more likely to stay on point and focus on your message. Not everyone will fit into your story, so you shouldn't try and create catch-alls. You want it to resonate with the right people. Your stories will affect each individual person differently, and that's a good thing. See yourself as a private tutor, not a general instructor. Number 3, be customer-centric. Our company is amazing. We create great products. Everyone wants to buy them. Why should you care? That does nothing for you. No matter where or how you're telling the story, you need to tell it from the customer's perspective. Going back to the last section and talking about one reader, focus on the person in front of you. See things through their eyes. How does your product change their life? Maybe you're an IT company and you give them peace of mind knowing that there's someone there to help them when their server goes down. If you're selling deodorant, maybe you're actually selling your customer confidence during a stressful meeting in a warm room. Create that situation, put them in that environment, make them really feel the problem they're facing and the solution you're offering. This helps create an emotional response, which is really what you're going for. Think about the best conversations you've ever had. What did that person do that made them a great listener? Did they ask you a lot of questions and show interest in what you had to say? Did they display empathy for your problems? Approach your customers the same way. Whether it's with the writing on your website, the post on your social media account, or the copy in your ads. It's not about how great you are, but instead, how important you make them feel. Number 4, eliminate extra words. Everything you say should add value to your story. If it doesn't, take it out. The best way to do this is write a first draft, then read it over. If your sentences are longer than, say, 15 words, find a better way to write them. In content marketing, brevity is essential. Instead of stringing out long sentences, break them into a few shorter ones. Here's an example of an actual sentence that we received from a blogger. This unusual type of update is outside of the typical process, and IT managers need to verify if this upgrade is covered under their service contracts. Now, at first glance, it probably won't make much sense to a lot of people. A better way to say this unusual update isn't part of the typical process. Thus, you should verify that it's covered under your service contract. Also, you'll want to eliminate redundancies or multiple words and sentences that express the same idea. Instead of saying, "In my opinion, I think this way," just say, "I think this way." Or instead of saying, "Past experience suggests this is wrong," just say, "Experience suggests this is wrong." And finally, cut out excessive detail. Here's an example provided by Purdue University Online Writing Lab, which cut a 29-word sentence down to 12. Alright, let's bring it all together. To be an effective storyteller, you need to use an active voice, talk to one reader at a time, see things from the reader's perspective, and eliminate unnecessary words. In other words, get to the point, connect with your reader, and show them value. And make sure you always have a beginning, a middle, and an end, just like any good story. You've got so many words, but so little time. Make them count. Alright, time for the next video. Let's go.